You know, Mr. Speaker, I look at Kamala Harris and I think to myself, this is the most radical person I have ever seen. She's every damn bit as crazy radical as we think and see and hear, isn't she?
She is, but it's even more ruthless than what she's able to do.
Kamala Harris, the current Vice President of the United States, has been lauded by some as a trailblazing leader and a symbol of progress. However, a closer examination of her record, particularly her time as California's Attorney General and U.S. Senator, reveals a troubling pattern of policy failures and mismanagement.
What came into my mind is she was made the border czar. She was put in charge of the border, and look at the chaos and the infiltration and the invasion that we have endured under her supposed leadership of that one single issue. So no, she's a failure.
Now, as she stands poised to potentially assume an even greater role on the national stage, it's time to ask, is Kamala Harris leading America down the same path that left California in ruins?
Comes to an end when we take the steps to be more aggressive with law enforcement and less tolerant of all the bullshit that has destroyed our city.
Tenderloin, I didn't think it would, but it's actually gotten worse.
Despite the administration's promise of economic recovery and stability, many Americans are feeling the pain in their wallets. The truth is, the economic metrics that define success, whether it's jobs, housing, retirement savings, or inflation, are flashing bright red, and it's frightening to think that the same people who have brought this decline to our economy is the party who is running for presidency. This group has already shown us 3 years of some of the worst economic downturns in modern history. Why would the American people want to struggle for another 4 years of this? Do Americans have 4 years of savings left to withstand another one of these onslaughts?
I feel like I'm gonna be sick. I just looked through my Walmart history and I found this Walmart order from 2 years ago for the whole month worth of groceries. 45 items cost $126. A whole month of groceries just for me, basically. But I did notice this reorder all button, and I wanted to see how much it would cost now. Now, this order of 45 items for 1 month would have cost $414. That is 4 times more. How the fuck? How? What?
One of the reasons Americans don't like Bidenomics, the bite it's taken out of our retirement savings. 401ks down nearly 25%. Pension plans have lost 12%.
Monthly savings have collapsed, falling 83%. The average 401k plan had over $135,000 at the start of this year. Today, those assets have shrunk on average to about $101,000.
In recent years, several high-profile companies have left California. And we're not talking about just the little guys anymore. We're talking about the juggernauts in the game, citing reasons such as high taxes, strict regulation, and a high cost of living as factors that has made California less conducive to do business. And when I say juggernauts, I'm talking about Tesla, Oracle, Hewlett-Packard, Palantir Technologies, Charles Schwab, Dropbox, and Uber, just to name a few.
What will California look like 5 years from now?
Just as people are moving out of the state now, back then people were moving into the state, and California became a growth machine. I was part of that migration. Unfortunately, that migration now is moving in the other direction. So over the next 5 years, I see California may become more of a Santa Barbara retirement community where higher income people who can afford the higher taxes will be living here. We're going to be losing more and more of our tax base. Population growth will be negative. Net domestic migration will be negative. And as a result, we're going to be losing our ability to deal with many of the urban problems that we face. As this problem becomes more extreme, I think you'll see California losing more of its high-tech, high-value-added, advanced industry to other states. We will not be the growth machine or the growth engine we have been in terms of business development.
So my question is, how in good faith do the American people give Kamala Harris a shot at presidency when she is promising to fix everything on day one, yet here we are on day 1,200 plus, and nothing has been done?
Just be real honest with this. She's a black woman.
Is it only because she's a black woman? Do you not see how that's a bad idea?
Elaborate.
Okay, so we're in 3 proxy wars. She failed at the border, in which we have an estimation of 15 to 20 million people illegally into this country. That is literally overtaking and bankrupting Chicago to the tune of over $400 million per year, and they are in a deficit. Oakland is going out of business. San Francisco, ditto. California, $65 billion deficit. New York, they're literally cutting trash, in which they are the rattiest, dirtiest city, and they taking up resources as far as free healthcare, free hotels to the tune of $600 a day. They're literally taking over your schools. Your taxpayer dollars are going to fund the migrant crisis. She was supposed to be in charge of this. We have a failing economy. Every single day I see people getting on the internet talking about $30 an hour is the new minimum wage because inflation is fucking out of control. At one point, it was at almost 10%, depending on what city that you in. She has no policy, no record to stand on. One of the biggest things that she did in her career was lock up more black men than ever before, but we sitting here and vote her in office on identity politics. The very person that she was under as far as the president of the United States of America, she called him racist during a debate, which shows you how fake she is. And the only thing that we can stand on from a policy perspective is whether or not she's black and she's a woman. We did that during the Obama administration, and he didn't do anything for black people. As a matter of fact, y'all complain because the only person that he did, or the only group of people that he really stood for, is the alphabet community, and that's his landmark thing that he's still standing on today. So the only thing that we have to stand on is identity politics. That shit didn't work with Tiffany Henyard and Dalton, Illinois. It didn't work with Karen Bass. It didn't work with Lori Lightfoot in Chicago. It didn't work with Brandon Johnson that then took over her position in Chicago. It didn't work with Andre Dickens in Atlanta. It didn't work with Eric Adams in New York. It doesn't work across the country. Every single Democratic city is a hellhole. And we sitting here talking about identity politics?
Support President Trump. You want to know why I'm here to support President Trump? Because they done did black men like this for decades. Make up charges and put them, so I know Trump is innocent. I support Trump against this corrupt, two-tiered justice system. That's why I'm here to show my support as a black man for Trump. And I'm wearing my shirt, Niggas for Trump 2024, and I mean that.
Has showed me that the only thing that the Democrats can do is lie, push propaganda, and fearmonger black people into falling in line and voting for them. There was a time when black people walked down the streets in fear of their lives, fear of being lynched and nothing happening. We're not living in those days anymore, but they are mentally enslaving black voters. I still see commercials for Project 2025. They are still paying for ads for something that has already been shown not to be a part of Trump or MAGA Republicans. They are counting on you not to do your research. They are counting on you to only listen to what they say. Sounds a whole lot like North Korea and propaganda. Do not fall for it. When you go to the bank, when you go to the grocery store, you know you're hurting. Vote accordingly.
I don't know about you, but I think it's really quite interesting seeing this shift in ideology from the black communities, who have traditionally been strictly liberal. Have the democratic regime's stranglehold on this demographic group shift? Is the far-left Liberal Party finally being exposed? Is the far-left Liberal Party's rhetoric of championing for the oppressed crumbling under the weight of reality? The truth is, the Democratic Party has been nothing but a charlatan, using the hardships of minority communities as a stepping stone to power, while doing nothing to alleviate their struggles.
Well, you know, we with Trump.
Yeah, I fuck with Trump. I don't know what everybody got against him.
Yo, he was making the breadwinners, you heard?
I'm a Democrat too, but okay, we Trump. We need Trump back in office right now.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I fuck with Trump. To be honest with you, bro, for real, Trump really did this shit. And I like him because he's about money. It wasn't about no politics. He wanted to make America great again. Through Trump.
That boy Trump, we making sure to get their bread. I ain't gonna lie. I'm thinking Trump for life. Trump for life. I ain't gonna lie.
Love Donald Trump. Trump wanted us to get off our ass and get some money. Trump 2024.
It's the truth. He made everybody hold a piece of money.
Trump really up ballers. So Trump running it how it's supposed to be ran. And people just can't take it. And he putting out facts in front of the people. He ain't lying to the people. People just don't want to accept the truth.
During Donald Trump's presidency, he proposed building a border wall, which would have costed $5 billion. The media covered it by saying it was a waste of taxpayer dollars. They also made it seem like it was impossible to build. But today, I'm figuring out that the United States is paying $531 billion a year to house and care for illegal immigrants crossing the border. Just something to think about.
This shift of the political landscape is ever evolving, and it is happening a lot faster than many of us can actually keep up with. In fact, it's happening right now, and I don't think people give it the credit it deserves.